Story time. Story time. Story time. So look, y'all gonna judge me real heavy on this one. Before y'all start judging, y'all gotta understand. Y'all understand, like, you always have, like, something you always wanted to try, something you always wanted to do, like, deep down in your heart. Like, you felt like it was a purpose, like it was something that you were meant to do with your life, right? And this one particular thing, I was meant to do this. Ever since I was a child, I've thought of it, I've wanted it, and as an adult, I was able to obtain it. Anytime you're given something that you've always wanted, it comes with something typically that you can't stand. And this is that story. So let's get into it. I dated a little person. They don't like to be called midgets. I dated a little person. Now, she wasn't like typical little people. Like, she sort of had a regular up top, but she had the little person bottom. Man, her skin was so smooth. And I'm a skin person. Like, I love skin. Her skin was so soft and supple. And you already know that little back part, that she had a thumper, boy. And I mean, it was like a dream come true. Like, y'all judging me so much right now. I can tell it. She was real sweet, real kind. If I could have let me just get into the story, because the story is deeper than just that. I had to just block her whole family. Like, I had to block everyone, like on all social media platforms, the entire family, because of something that happened. And it's crazy. So me and old girl kicking it. Like, but I admit, like, I was a little weird about the whole situationship at first. And so, like, I used to meet her, like, at this restaurant way out of town. And because she didn't live here, she lived about maybe like an hour away. So I would meet her always, like, out. You know what I'm saying? Never wanted to bump into. I mean, I wouldn't say I was embarrassed of the situation. I wasn't embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? Because she was a pretty little person and she was super thick. Like, but at the same time, it was different, I guess. So she used to always like, wow, I haven't met any of your friends. I haven't met any of your family. I haven't met anybody. In my head, I'm just like, this relationship is for me. Like, this is just for me right now, But her family life was completely crazy, like crazy. Like, her family, like her father, like, she was the only little person. For some reason, like, I guess it skipped or whatever, but she was the only little person. Everybody else was regular size. And she had 2 kids and they were regular size kids. And so this sequence of events was what led to our demise. Like, so she would always come to my house, spend time up here. And then I would, I never really spent any time at her house. So she kept, start acting weird about it. Like, I think, I don't want to do this no more. You know what I'm saying? You keeping me a secret. You're not really trying to. And it wasn't that. It's just like her family. She had one of them families that, like, always come over, always got something going on, always got some drama going on, somebody fighting, somebody stealing. And me, I am low stress, low drama, none of that. I don't do none of that. I got family members in my own family I avoid because I don't do any of that. Any of it, right? So I'm definitely not trying to do somebody else's family drama. And so we went out. I never forget this day. Like, it was so freaking crazy. So she had one son. Okay, how'd it go? She had her son and she had a daughter that was 20, and then she had a son that was like 11 or 12. The daughter that was 20 and the son sort of stayed with the son's dad, but that wasn't the 20-year-old's dad. He died or something like that. But the 20-year-old stayed with him because she was a traveling nurse. And so I always thought, like, it was just like weird. Their whole family was very weird. It always seemed like it was a secret, and the secrets led to the drama. The drama led to the arguing and the fighting and the bickering. It was like literally like Love and Hip Hop every time, like, I would go over her crib. It was like cameraman moved, somebody about to fight, jump. It was like, it was always something about to happen, right? Me and her go to Robex. Like, I'm on my way I'm about to come back to my house. So me and her go to Robex, and we get some smoothies or whatever. She's going to work. I'm going home. So we go back to the house because I needed to grab something, right? And, we started fooling around real quick. Got one in real quick. Man, that used to be so fun. I swear to God. Listen, if you ever get a chance, don't knock it till you tried it, because it's fantastic. It's like, you know how girls get on top and they be like going, like, they go to it and then, oh, my knees, and oh, I got a cramp, and oh, I got none of that. She's standing on her feet. And I'm back. So, man, I just had a whole flashback. Okay, I digress. So listen, I grab my stuff. She grabs her keys or whatever. And we leave. I needed to go get an oil change before I got back on the road. So I went and got an oil change. Took about 30 minutes. And so, but I had left my Robex and I left my hat at her house. So I was like, let me swing back over there, get my stuff. I was hoping she was still there so I can grab my stuff real quick before I left. So I went back. So the door opened. I walk in. I grab my Robex, grab my hat, and I go to walk out. And all I hear is, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And I'm like, is somebody hitting my small round? It's my small round cheating on me? Like, I'm not tripping for real. I'm like, man, somebody in here punishing the coochie. And I'm like, oh, this is crazy. I turn around and start walking down the hallway. And it's louder. It's getting louder and louder. And I'm like, oh, man. I don't even want to open the door. And it's louder. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm coming. And so I open the door and it creep open. Family, what I saw to this day is traumatizing for me as an individual. I don't know how this happened, the sequence of events, because it's like anybody could have walked in on them at that point. And I could only imagine if it would have been anybody else other than me, what that would have meant. So when I opened that door and I looked inside that room, her daughter was fucking her daddy. I mean, her stepdad. I mean, whatever you want to call it, they was fucking. And, they both looked at me. I looked at them. The dude, he pulled out and then he turned around and look at me. And he like, hey, bro. He running his dick dangling. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck? This ain't that movie. And she like, oh my God. My mom's gonna find out. And I'm like, what in the love and hip hop is happening right now? So I leave. I walk right out. I don't stop. I don't nothing. I've stopped. Dude, like pulling his pants down, trying to track me down. I'm like, leave me alone. I'm not alone. I don't want to know. No. I get in my car. He like knocking on the window. Bro. Let me talk to you real quick. Bro. There's something I want to say. I'm like, nigga. I don't even need to talk to you right now. And so I'm sitting in the car. I pull off. I go about a block. I pull up. And I'm like, just sitting there. And I'm like, I don't even know. I don't want no parts of this drama. Like, I don't want to even be in this. I don't want nothing to do with this. This is like about to escalate and all this stuff. And then I look down. My phone started ringing. Old girl calling me. I'm like, ain't this about a bitch? And then I'm thinking maybe, they didn't call her. Or I don't know. Like, so I'm just like, I answer the phone. I'm like, hey, what's up? And she like, you left your Rolex at the house. And I was like, yeah, I just went back and got it. And she's like, hey, make sure you leave the door open because, my daughter about to come over there and wash clothes. Yeah, I did. Left it open. Talk to you later. If I had to do it over again, I would have done things differently. But in that moment, I was just like, I don't want no parts of this. I don't want to tell her that her daughter is having sex with her son's father. I didn't want to say it. But then I was like, if I don't say something, it's going, you never know how somebody going to change the narrative of the story in their favor. So I'm like, I'm just caught in between one. So I sent her a text and I was just like, look, I'm just going to give you this information. Do with it as you will. But I don't want to be involved in the fallout because it's too much for me. I don't even want to do it. So I text her. I told her what happened. She called my phone. I just told her, I was like, I don't want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I don't want no parts of it. I don't want to be in the back and forth. I don't want to be like, well, he said, she said. Look, I'm just going to tell you what happened because I feel like you should know, but I'm going to have to gracefully bow out of this one. Once you got it figured out or whatever, hit me up or whatnot. And sure as shit. And this is why people always stay out of people's business. Somehow, some way, I became the villain of the story. And it's like, to this day, it's like, this is why people will see somebody cheating and they won't say nothing because somehow they end up being the problem. And so this is why I really didn't want to say nothing. But then, I did. I sent her a text or whatever. Y'all tell me in the comments if I'm wrong, whatever. But it is what it is. I ended up having to block, they start sending me, all their members of their family start sending me messages and stuff like that. I just start blocking them one after another. And yeah, I had that soft, pretty round and had to let it go because of some family drama. Just another one of my sad depressing dating stories. I'll see you in the next one.